This video today is a video to watch when it's a rainy day. So if it's a sunny day, just stop this video and go out, enjoy it. That's not the right topic for you today, because I was planning to do one of the format I do usually on this channel and to talk about, the usual stuff and those ideas with my usual YouTuber energy, and just doesn't feel right today. And I want to talk about the pain and the heaviness that I'm coming with this morning when I woke up and the last days. I won't be so mysterious about it. To be honest with you, like a year and a half ago, I've lost in a very brutal way my sister. And as you can imagine, I'm into the process of grief, and that's not the topic. The topic of this video is not grief. The topic of the video is what's the difference between pain and suffering, and what to do with those. People usually think that pain and suffering is the same thing, but there is a major difference, and that's exactly what I'm experiencing today, and that's why I want to talk about it. Is that pain is the essence, one of the essence of our human condition. We cannot escape deep pain. Our life starts in pain. Coming to the world is painful. We're crying and we were with our mother inside, safe, warm, and suddenly we got projected into the world without asking or understanding anything, just being projected in a pretty violent way. I can't remember, but I can see that it's not a very pleasant experience when it happened. And what I mean by that is that pain is not a negotiable, is not something you can try yourself from. Or you can try, but if you did, you can see that it's not very efficient. Pain is one, because it's very connected to what I said on the last video about the polarities, is that pain is the polarity with pleasure and joy. And you cannot have only joy if you don't, or pleasure if you don't have pain, because you need shadow to have light. They just are the same thing pretty much. They work on the same thing into polarity. And the thing I see so often is that people that comes to me with who I work usually come with this hope for being like, hey, Haidar, I want you to help me to get rid of my pain. I don't want to feel that pain anymore. Help me to stop being in pain. And I will never do that. And I never do that. My goal with the people I work with is to help them to embrace their pain. And I think that one of the biggest mistakes we do is to think, and our society and self-improvement and psychology and all those things make us think that our feeling of sadness, heaviness are just wrong. When you feel depressed, you are wrong. There is something to resolve. There is something to change. And the fact is that, what if your pain doesn't need to be escaped from? Your pain doesn't need to be resolved or even understood. Maybe your pain just need to be taken. I mean, I'm talking here about something that is absolutely major and important, is that all the food disorder, eating disorder, all the psychological problem, and all the addictions have the same root, always the same root. It's the main topic that no one talk about, is that idea that we should escape our void, we should escape our pain. And that's where the suffering began. Suffering is different because suffering is not mandatory. Suffering is what happens when we try to resist, to judge, to go away from our legitimate pain. And you might think by listening to this video, oh yeah, of course, Haidar, like you've lost your sister, your pain is legitimate, but I haven't lost someone close, or I haven't been going through as much, so my pain is probably not legitimate. And to be completely clear, that is bullshit. I'm not here to do like a competition of who have the biggest pain. That is not something I want to go through. That is not good. I don't think it's interesting. And the second thing is that pain doesn't need an explanation to be legitimate. You should give legitimacy to your pain unconditionally. However, whatever, you can explain it or you can't. Sometimes you just wake up and you're just feeling heavy and you're just feeling sad and you're just feeling empty and just feeling meaningless. And you don't know why. Like, why? Why do you need an explanation? Can you not just sit down and cry? Or write? Or create? Or just feel it. Feel the pain. That's, you might think, oh, he's so unlucky. He's so unlucky because he lost his sister. That should be terrible. And it is. But I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky for two big reasons. The first one is that the suffering I'm going through now, the pain of her missing, is the other part of the love we had, the relationship, the importance, the meaningful connection, bond we have and had. And if I wanted to not suffer now, that would mean that I would want for that to have never exist. And for me, it's a bit of a blasphemy. And that's revolting. It really makes me feel angry about it. So I'm so lucky because I'm suffering because I had so much proudness and love with her. I'm so lucky to have known her, to have her as my sister. And I will never try to escape any of that, whatever the pain is. So I'm lucky. And I'm also lucky for another thing. I'm lucky because I think I've been quite smart on the direction of the work I did on myself and the work I do with people, is that I dedicated the last 15 years to learn a skill that no one talks about. And this skill is the skill to be present, to be loyal to whatever comes. What does that mean? When people ask me, how are you doing? I always say, I'm doing well. But I don't mean I'm doing well. Well means I'm not suffering or I'm not in pain. I am in pain. When I say I'm well, I mean I have developed through the years the skill of not escaping my own void, not escaping my own pain. I am here when I'm on my ups, but I'm here when I'm on my downs. I witnessed my humanity. I don't try. You, we do not heal from being a human. You cannot heal from being a human. And I did give up on healing my humanity. So when I have to scream, I scream. When I have to cry, I cry. And when I have to laugh, I laugh. And that's what makes the whole difference in life. It's, we say the biggest risk in life is to not take one. I think also that the biggest pain is to try to not be in pain. The more you try to protect yourself, especially from a relation, because the truth is that our relationships, whatever they are the source of our joy, the sense with social animals, but they're also the source of our pain, ultimately. All the relation, not because people are bad, but just because it's like relation have an end from a way or another. And when it ends, it is painful. So a lot of humans, especially now on those modern days, try to find way to escape through addiction, through eating disorder, to control, through all those things that are not very, like all of that. And I think that's a very bad idea, because when you try to protect yourself from the pain, in fact, you protect yourself from life itself. And when you do that, then you end up in a place where you might succeed and you might did allowed a lot of resources, means years of your life, to build protection around you. And then you're empty, and then you're disconnected, and then everything feels tasteless, and you're suffering more than ever because you've cut yourself from yourself and from life. And so what to do? Maybe there is nothing to do other than being present to your sadness, to your emptiness, to your void. Maybe there is nothing else to do than being present and let your body do whatever it needs to do. Because if you're always taking that pain, that suffering, that heaviness, and just, absorbing it back, eating to try to put it inside your body, then it rusts, then it becomes a poison inside your body. Your body needs to relieve. And to relieve, you need to accept to cry, to scream, to write, to dance, to laugh, to talk, to cook, to walk, to run, to paint, you need to create movement. You need to create. You cannot do nothing. Do something with it when you've witnessed whatever you got it. You just let it go. It's not about taking your suffering, your pain, and making it something that is, no, it's just leaving it and letting go through. And then when you do that, there is something absolutely magical that happens. And this magical thing is that you suddenly start to reconnect with life. And then everything starts to be much more, there's a spark, there's a magic, you're able, if you're sad, if you're feeling bad, I can give you an exercise that is very powerful, is make yourself a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, something to drink, as I do. and sit down in front of a plant, one of your plants. And if, let me say that, if you're listening to me and you do not have a plant around you, what do you expect out of life? If you don't have a plant, a living plant in the room where you are sitting, what do you expect? I mean, it's essential. You just take your cup of coffee or tea or whatever. If it's the morning, I don't recommend vodka, but you sit down and you watch your plant. Just watch it. As simple and as incredible it is. And you might think, okay, what this guy was saying was making sense, but I think now he's turning crazy and start to say crazy things. I know it sounds crazy, but I don't need you to believe me. What I need you to do is to try. Sit down with your drink, watch a plant, and do not try to understand. Do not try to analyze. Do not try to do anything or to accomplish anything or to have anything productive. Just accept to be and watch how this plant is wiser than you are, because this plant is growing, is deepening its roots, it's looking for light without any type of justification, legitimacy, explanation, purpose, productivity. A sample. It just is. She's not wrong, right. She's not big, small. It just is. And watch the wiseness behind just being. That's what I wanted to say on this video. I have no idea, especially with my English, if what I'm saying is making any sense for you. But if you're here, it's maybe the case. So if it's the case, please let me know on the comment space, because I'm very curious to read you. Otherwise, I hope those few words have been meaningful and helpful for you. I see you on the next episode. Au revoir.